So I just finished 1 month from working as an analyst in Amazon, and I thought I would like to give you an honest review of what I thought Amazon was like, what I found good, what I found challenging, and just things that you might want to know if you were considering Amazon as an option. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel where I share my tips and experiences related to university, career, traveling, and entrepreneurship for students to achieve more. If this is the first time that you come across my channel, please consider subscribing to get more videos like this one and also to support my channel in the future. It's one of the most desired companies, ranking first in the US and first in the UK 2019 and 2018 according to LinkedIn, and it's also one of the best performing tech companies if you compare the big four. But having seen it from the inside, I think everything is even more exciting and even more interesting, because I think before you see things on the inside, you just think of Amazon like this online retail store, and the only thing they need to do is just place items and discount items and like have a good website. But this is really only the surface of what Amazon is doing, and a lot of it is the background work, how warehouses operate, how deliveries operate. Essentially, this is the core of the company, and I'm super, super lucky to be involved within these processes, assisting project managers who are literally executing projects within how the company is operating on the ground level. Now, I would like to give it a bit more structured approach from here, and I think by the end of this video, you will be able to get an accurate perspective to understand what it would be like working in a company yourself. So, first thing I really liked when I started at Amazon is I realized how much flexibility there is. You can get to work remotely if you need to, you can stay at home if you want, and there is no one who is going to ask you to stay in the office. The company is super super chilled out in that sense, and I think it's great because it allows you to decide for yourself how you want to work and how to balance your work and life. And for me, this is a big advantage. Second thing is you really feel that you're working on things that have massive impact. For me, I have access to data sets that are super massive and contain data for the entire world, where Amazon is operating. Being able to then make insights based on those is super cool. Third thing is, I think, the high responsibility and steep learning curve, as I already mentioned. Obviously, when you're working in a company, you want to feel like you're growing, you want to feel like you're achieving something. And I think by far Amazon has been the most challenging thing that I've had to experience in my life. And it's definitely much more difficult than anything I've done in university. Definitely much more challenging than my last internship, and I think this is a big thing for me, because I think in 1 month I've grown so much in terms of understanding and appreciating how things work. Another thing I noticed when I started in the company, I guess this is number four, is people are incredibly smart. I've never been in a place in my life where I've literally felt that everyone around me is super smart, and smarter than me. I've always felt like, there's of all kinds of people, right? But when you're in Amazon, the hiring process is so selective and so rigorous that literally everyone is absolutely excellent. Now, moving on to two of the things that I find more neutral, and that is, there can be a lot of pressure and a lot of extra hours, especially within my team. A lot of people tend to work a lot more than 8 hours per day or 7 hours per day, and it can be super intense in that sense. And even though you're getting compensated with salary, like overall, and it's really interesting work, which I believe is the key drive, in the end of the day, it might not be worth it if you want to have a little bit less pressure, if you want to be doing your work in regular hours. Another thing is that when you're starting at Amazon, it's super steep because there is no one to help you out. Um, Everyone is super busy in their work, and you have to kind of figure your own way around it. You have to be able to communicate or learn to communicate. You have to ask a lot. You're not sure if you're going to like bother the person because they're busy, so you have this sense of discomfort. In the end of the day, it's much better to ask anyway. But essentially, you're kind of left in the deep, and there is so much that you have to learn when you're starting at Amazon that if I speak to people and I ask them how long it takes to, get to speed, they would say like 7 months or something like this, because there's so much terminology that is within the company. There's so much complexity, so much of understanding that you need to have in order to be able to actually contribute properly. And I think this can be very, very intense when you don't have someone to guide you through the process necessarily. So these are kind of question marks. For some people, they might be good. For some people, they might not be. I personally rather find them good, depending on the situation and depending how much you want to challenge yourself. And last thing that I wanted to mention is I think that interns are a bit underpaid, and it's fair enough because I mean I spoke to a person about it, and I think the entire ideology is like if you choose Amazon, despite the lower pay, you're choosing it not because of the salary, but because you genuinely want to work at Amazon, and I kind of feel like it makes sense. I'm not the one who would judge whether they should pay more or not. I just feel like compared to competition and compared to other companies, they're underpaying a little bit. So this might be something that you would find as a negative. I kind of find it on the negative side. Um, but overall, the company is absolutely amazing. Um, I definitely feel super lucky to be there, and in 1 month, I can say that I've learned a lot of things. And for me, the experience has been super, super good. So that's basically what I found in Amazon 1 month from starting. And but I hope this gave you a good idea of the company. And if you're considering applying, I hope it managed to give you a reasonable perspective. And yeah, that's in for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.